8.
The Radio Wammo Breakfast.
Hey, Lisa.
Her name's not Lisa.
I know, but if every time I say, hey, Lisa, she'll think that I dated a girl who looked just like her. She'll develop this unconscious need to win my approval, and from then on, it's cake.
Damn. Why would you want to be a pharmaceutical rep?
That pays over $100,000 a year, that's why.
Hello, ladies. Hello, gorgeous. Oh, wait. Yep, there's another one.
If the patient asks, you're an intern. Hi, I'm Dr. Knight.
And who are you?
Jamie Randall, intern.
Well, let's have a look.
Love and Other Drugs is the one of the films we're looking at with Lena Lamont back this morning for 2011. Good morning to you, Lena.
And to you, Wammo. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. And of course, it's a big movie release time with the winter in the States and everyone going to the cinema over there, but we get them all here at the same time.
Yeah, we do now. Years ago,
Boxing-
we used to be way behind. It was weird. Well, it was
Yeah.
a bum out, but now it's quite good. Yeah, we're all treated equally.
And Boxing Day is one of those sort of release days. Did you end up in a cinema on Boxing Day?
I nearly did, and then I went to the beach instead. Crazy, right? Crazy.
Don't be ashamed if you did, because actually I encountered some other people who...
No, normally I do.
Yeah, they
Look,
do.
I'm not lying to you. Normally I would go to the movies on Boxing Day. Normally they release the James Bond films. Normally would come
That's
out
right.
on Boxing Day, but this
Yeah.
year there wasn't anything particularly important. So,
No.
and, the sun was kind of shining, so...
We have Love and Other Drugs instead.
Yes. So I did go and see that in between Christmas and New Year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah?
So we've seen the trailer. Any questions?
Jake
'Cause basically that was
Gyllenhaal. Jake
Gyllenhaal.
Gyllenhaal,
Yeah.
yes. And Anne Hathaway.
Yes.
Who's going to be at the Oscars.
Yes.
Doing
And
the
they are
presenting.
both intensely charismatic. I had seen the trailer many times. First time I saw it, not going to need to see that film because it gives it all away. And I'm not giving it all away and ruining it by saying it gives it all away, because actually the two key things about this film is that the two performers are stunning to look at and stunning to watch together. Like, they have a real chemistry, and I understand they've been nominated for Golden Globes, and even though I think that might be a little bit
Stretching it.
unnecessary, I mean, dear Lord, can they not be nominated for Oscars for this? But they're both really good actors, and they have a true chemistry with one another, and it's plausible to that extent, and it's a really engaging watch.
But it's a rom-com, right?
It is a rom-com.
So,
there's not a whole heap of com in it, but I mean, but it isn't. It's not upsetting.
But it follows a formula, obviously.
It totally follows a formula,
Okay.
and actually, the rom-com formula also says that there has to be that Jamie, the character that Jake Gyllenhaal plays, has to have a brother who's kind of fat and curly-haired and kind of stupid and kind of loser with the ladies, so that Jake can presumably look even more amazing than he does already.
Yeah.
So that guy's kind of the stupid sidekick. There's always seems to have to be one of those.
Yeah.
But otherwise, but the difference with this film is Anne Hathaway's character Maggie has Parkinson's, and they don't treat it stupidly or lightly.
Okay.
And I understand that she had researched Parkinson's, and she does a very, very, what they like to say in film terms, a nuanced performance.
Right.
Of the disease, and there's actually an intensely moving scene in the film where she goes to a conference where there are a whole lot of other Parkinson's sufferers talking about their experiences, and that for me was really moving and lovely, and gave the film a little bit of integrity. Otherwise, Wammo, it's just sex.
Ah.
Like, a friend of my mum's went to see it, and she said to me, if they took the sex out, it would only be 15 minutes long. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but that's kind of unusual in Hollywood rom-com terms.
Yeah.
Hollywood's normally quite chaste about these things. And this, in that regard, struck me as more of an indie film, where Anne Hathaway's getting her kit off all the time, and... yeah.
Yeah, so it tipped it over to the... So there's a certain amount of sex in film will make it indie?
To my mind,
Yeah.
and certainly, in my experience, having seen loads of films...
And it's
right?
obviously sex that holds your attention.
I suppose so, yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you don't get bored watching
Okay.
it. It's suitably edited.
Okay.
So, yeah, there's a lot of sex in this
Yeah.
film.
Okay.
The plot is not otherwise complicated, no.
Right, well, I can't imagine there will be too much sex going on in this next film.
I got a writing sample I've been working on. It's dynamite.
I had no idea you wrote. So who are your influences?
Shakespeare, Krakauer, the hot mom who wrote Twilight.
I have the perfect piece to start you off with. There's a guy who claims he has the secret to the Bermuda Triangle.
We'll see you in 3 weeks with a story that's gonna blow your mind.
Jack Black in Gulliver's Travels, which is a suitable sort of holiday film, I suppose. What do you make of it?
Absolutely, totally holiday, totally family. No sex that you have to worry about at
Yeah.
all. No bad language. I took my elderly
You do have to worry
father-
about Jack Black, though.
Well, that's a good point. If you don't like Jack Black, please don't bother going to see the film. I like him. I think he's
I think
he's
he's
really
funny, yeah.
entertaining. It's not a very complicated performance for him, it must be said.
Although he's always himself, isn't he? I mean, that
You
that's
do
what he
start
is.
to wonder whether
Yeah.
that is just Jack
Yeah.
Black playing himself in every role. But I mean, it brings authenticity to the role, so
Yeah.
he's believable.
But this film comes with a lot of history. Everyone knows the Gulliver's Travels
Well,
story.
that's it, right? So my elderly father said, "Oh, I've seen the trailer for this film. I'd quite like to go." And I was planning to see it anyway. And I said, "Look, dude, it's going to be quite different." He said, "Yes, I read the book, 70 odd years ago." And I said, "Well, it's going to be very different, but if you're up for that, let's go." And he loved it. My father loved the film and won't stop telling everybody the story that they already know, but nonetheless, obviously it's been modernised, so it's a contemporary take on it. The best things about this film are Jack Black, if you like him, and if you don't go. And the performances from a cast of largely English cast, actually, who play the Lilliputians. With the exception of Jason Segel, who is an American actor, who does a very nice sort of British accent like this, and becomes the buddy that Gulliver, helps to meet the princess, that kind of guy.
Yeah.
And you've got Catherine Tate, wonderful English comedian. You've got Billy Connolly and Emily Blunt. And I know that a lot of chaps have a lot of time for Emily Blunt.
Certainly do, yeah.
So,
And I guess the effects have come a long way since some previous versions of Gulliver's Travels, where it's always been sort of awkward. How do you get the small person onto the hand?
Yes.
That sort of thing.
And
But
how do you get it looking like the people are looking at the right eye level
Yeah.
of the... Yeah, that's true.
But-
this is well done.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
As you'd expect.
Yeah.
It is well done.
yeah. I guess it's pretty much basic. Students probably do this in basic training
They
for
probably
film
do
school
nowadays. Yeah.
doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I have to say that the performances in this, it's very fairy tale. So nobody's pulling out an amazing dramatic performance, and I wouldn't say that the acting or even the script was particularly clever, but it isn't bad for that. It's just a really great... You could take anybody to see this film,
Yeah.
and it's just a really great holiday movie.
Cool. Gulliver's Travels and Love and Other Drugs. Lena Lamont. More films up at your website.
Yes.
Which is...
Lena Lamont, Lina Lamont.wordpress.com.
Cool. And we'll talk to you next week.
Great.
The Blefutians attack!
Time to vanquish.
Jack Black.
Hey, dudes. I come in peace.
I'm invincible.
Gulliver's Travels.
Wanna rock and roll all night.
Close game.
That's cute.